Alphas talk, betas walk.
Welcome aboard! Happy Sunday! We are on episode 7. I am your host, Dun Diesel, breaking it down on a Sunday evening for you on beautiful March 1st. March has arrived. Got the regular co-host in the seat, young Richard, the king, Mr. Hardwood. What's going on, Rick?
Not much, man. It's been a great week. Another hot streak, man. Freaking since Friday, or I'm sorry, since Thursday. 24-9, baby. Riding that
20,
wave. Riding that wave.
24-9 is absolute heat. If you guys aren't following the picks on Twitter, Rick, you want to drop that handle to where they can find all those picks that you're laying down. These are not paid picks. Rick is putting these out there in the Twitterverse for free right now. So hop on while you can. Rick, where can they find those picks at?
Over on X at Alphas Talk Pod, and then on Facebook, Alphas Talk Podcast.
I'm telling you guys, he's been on just an epic run. I don't expect him to slow down. They call him Mr. Hardwood for a reason. We're getting into March. The college hoop picks are only going to get hotter. We're getting into the crunch of the NBA regular season. The NBA picks are only going to get hotter. Hop on that Mr. Hardwood train now. A little curveball for the Alpha Army this week. Corporal is off getting married and on a cruise. He got married yesterday. So first and foremost, congratulations to Justin and Brianna. We are happy for you. Alpha Army is happy for you. Wish we could be down there and enjoying the cruise and the festivities with you, but we are there in spirit. We got our boy Chris Fritzy Snickle Fritz, joining in the guest chair for this episode, and he's going to cover off on next week as Corporal continues the honeymoon festivities. Fritzy, say hello to the Alpha Army, man.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. So Fritz has a great sports background, great Alpha perspective, and we're looking forward to hearing some of his takes on the show over the next couple of weeks. Boys, I know I touched on it a little bit, but it is March. It is March. We are 2 weeks away from Selection Sunday. We are a week away from the regular season being completely wrapped and starting to get into those conference tournaments for the mid-majors and then into the big boy conferences. So it is a great time of the year. Spring is around the corner. March Madness is closing in on us, and I cannot wait. How are we feeling about March, boys?
Feeling great, man. Feeling great. Just excited for the warm up, for the weather, for the spring to be here, and excited for March Madness, man. Michigan's still going to go all the way, even though we lost Carson. I think we're still going to go all the way, baby.
It is March Madness is the greatest tournament in all of sports. It's the most electrifying event. That opening 4-day stretch of the tourney is just an electric factory. Like it's better than the Super Bowl. It's better than anything you can stack it up against. It's better than the Masters, and the Masters are great. But man, oh man, that is just give it to me. That's my 1-1, man, is those first 4 days of the tourney. The upsets, the Cinderellas, teams thinking they actually have a chance. Even though they probably really don't. But, I mean, Dusty May did get Florida Atlantic there a couple years back. So you never know. We've had a couple close calls, but I'm sure that will be a topic as we get closer to the tourney. All right, boys, let's get it started. Alpha Army, we're going to go around the league.
News of the week.
News of the week. This is the biggest news in all of sports. We're going to go around the horn. Each of us have a topic, and then we're going to kick a question out to the group to get that alpha opinion, to get that heat. And I'll kick us off. So the NFL Combine just wrapped up. This is a big, notable part of the draft process and kicking us into the new calendar year for the league. I want to know, how much stock do you guys put into the combine? And a follow up on that is, what's more important, film or the combine testing numbers?
I'd have to say I would have to say the combine numbers, man. I mean, if you look at like the last couple years off of a lot of guys that Campbell and Holmes have drafted, they've all been off their numbers have been off the charts, and I mean it's been with the picks that they've made, Gibbs, freaking JMO, and they've traded up for a lot of these guys, and they've all had phenomenal numbers in the combine. So I think it's definitely the numbers. What do you think?
Tape. Jeremiah Smith next year could do a Chris Jones and have his dick fall out right on the 40-yard dash, and he's still going one.
Yeah, so did you guys, are you referencing the Carnell Tate 40? Is that what you're talking about, Fritz?
No, I'm talking about next year. I'm saying next year Jeremiah Smith's going one. We all know he's going one.
Yeah.
So the combine's not even going to matter for guys like him. Some of that Sparks athletic stuff does compute, especially like the cone drill for DNs and things like that. But for the most part, it's tape.
I got you. You were chanting tape. I have Carnell Tate on the mind because I'm not sure if you guys seen consensus top 10 pick, another supposed to be the next great Ohio State wide receiver. He ran a 4.53 today, which was slower than most people thought he'd be. They thought he'd be high 4.3s, maybe low 4.4s. So he actually ran the exact same combine number in the 40 that Jackson Smith and Jigba did. So that leads me to my take, and I'm sorry, young Richard. What's more important is the film. I'm with Fritz. It's the tape. But I do think that the combine matters. But first and foremost, here's some outliers that lead you to believe that it's definitely the film. So Anquan Bolden, Jarvis Landry, both ran in the 4.7s at the combine. They both went on to make multiple Pro Bowls, all pro type players. Jerry Rice is too old to participate in the official combine as we know it now, but at his pro day, he ran a 4.71. Obviously the greatest receiver of all time. So I think there's testing speed, there's straight line speed, and then there's game speed. And a component of that is quickness, elusiveness, being able to get in and out of breaks, being in the right spot, just overall being a football player, all the things that necessarily can make you hard to defend or make you very effective if you're on the defensive side of the ball. Where I do agree with you, Rick, I think the combine can do a couple of things though. So if you're high on a guy based off your scout evaluation and what the film is telling you, and those combine numbers come through and match your evaluation, I think it's a major confirmation, right? So it takes away that any glimmer of doubt that you might have, and you're like, dude, this is our guy. We loved him on the film. Our scouts love him. And then he came in and he put up the numbers that we're looking for on the combine. Like, those are the type of guys that you flag plant. So those are the type of guys you trade up for. And you're like, this is our guy. We have to have him. And then the other biggest thing is, I think if you got guys with limited film, right? So not everyone gets starter level snaps, but it doesn't mean that they're not an NFL caliber player or even a starting NFL caliber player. So I think, like Fritz said, there is a lot of like direct indications positionally, sort of what you're looking for combine wise. And I think that you can take risk on guys based off how they test with those numbers and draft a guy that you may not have based off his film.
Right.
Yeah, they
So
react a little differently when they get punched in the mouth on the field.
yeah, for sure, right? Like they're like if I'm drafting a defensive guy, like I want him to have that nasty, and that's something you can't see in the numbers, right? He can have the best numbers in the world, uh, but yeah, but I also think when you like some of the tight end numbers, I think really cemented those guys. So Sadiq from Oregon and the Vandy tight end, I think had some really good numbers. Sonny Styles for OSU and Arvell Reese, like all those guys, they had it on film and then they backed it up with those combine numbers. So they cemented themselves as first round picks and for Reese and Styles, I think high first round picks. So hey, the best part about the combine is we're that much closer to the draft. Best part about the draft is we're that much closer to training camp. Best part about training camps, we're that much closer to real meaningful football. All right. Fritz, what topic you got for us, man?
We got the Masters 6 weeks out. And outside of the majors, including TPC, the U.S. Open, the British Open, or they call it the Open, do the rest of the tournaments even matter anymore? So
What do you?
for some of these guys, they got to get into the top 50, so that's where it matters. But the big players that we actually know who they are, do they matter? Do we want to watch these on TV?
Yeah, I'll jump in here first. So when I was thinking about this, most of them outside of the majors and the TPC, which is considered the fifth major, most of them do not matter. But there is a handful that sort of going through the schedule that I think does have some viewership power, matters within the golf community. It's a tournament you want to win. It's a nice check mark on the resume, even though it's not a major. And those are obviously the Tour Championship. So being the best golfer on tour for that year. They changed that. That used to be an enhanced start depending on how you finish, and they sort of changed that format last year. I like that better. But the Memorial, so that's Jack's tournament. Bay Hill, which is actually coming up this week, that's Arnie's tournament. The Genesis has became Tiger's tournament. You got the World Golf Classic. That's the match play. So just a different format, big field, NCAA tournament style. So that's always fun one to watch. The Heritage is one that I've followed more the last few years. Like I'm just enamored that they give away a plaid jacket. So I like that one as well. And then the Waste Management. So the Party Open. So that's one I always find myself at least following and keeping track of. The rest of the tournaments are completely irrelevant unless you're attending in person, right? So like we get the Rocket Mortgage Classic here in Detroit. I've went before. It's an awesome time to go and see these guys live. But outside of it being in Detroit and like me going live, it's a tournament that is absolutely meaningless. What's your thoughts, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on all the tournaments that you mentioned, and then really the other one that, like you said, the first one, the Waste Management. It's known as the People's Open, and I think other than the ones you mentioned, all the other ones, they don't mean shit really.
Yeah,
Uh, they're just qualifying to get in the top 50 so they can play in the Masters or the Players Championship.
Yeah, I mean, for the guys on tour, right, it's their livelihood. As a fan, most of these I'm not paying attention to the John Deere Classic, right? Like I might check on Sunday and see who won, but I'm not taking time out of my weekend to, even if Scotty or someone big is in the field and is in contention or leading. Like, I'm not taking time out of my day to watch it. All right, shifting in, young Richard, what do you got for us this week and around the league?
So, fresh off the gold medal loss, Connor McDavid, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, is becoming a real thing. Is there another player in all of sports with a bigger championship monkey on their back? When will McDavid finally win one, if ever?
Yeah, this is a great one. I'll go first. So this is a real thing, right? This monkey on McDavid's back is a real thing. He's been the best player in hockey for damn near a decade. He has been to back cups, trying to be Canada's savior and end the Stanley Cup drought. Has not been able to. Has lost twice in a row, despite winning a Conn Smythe and one. And then the gold medal game was supposed to be like that Connor McDavid redemption arc, and the dude wins the Olympic tournament MVP, yet falls his team falls short again. So this is absolutely a real thing. In terms of, does he have the biggest monkey on his back in all of sports? I looked at this through the lens of the big four. So baseball is definitely the biggest individual sport. So the rings matter the least in baseball. So I completely excluded any baseball players from my list. So going down through the rest of the big four, NBA, Chris Paul retired. So that was a big one. But he retired ringless, joins the Charles Barkley, Karl Malone club there. So I think the biggest guys left in the NBA without a ring are Harden and Luka. When I looked at the NFL, I think it's definitely Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, a couple of MVPs that have yet to get that ring. And I think they're guys that are getting older, into their 30s, that they're not young bucks anymore, right? So I think the pressure on them is growing immensely for both of them. And then for the NHL, I think it's definitely clearly McDavid, Austin Matthews, a bit behind, like not even in the same category in terms of a championship monkey. But when I look at it, I do think my top two would be Josh Allen and McDavid. I think McDavid has been closer and has had those bigger moments in the finals. So I think it's a bigger thing for him to get it done sooner. Josh has yet to get over the hump and get out of the AFC, and obviously that pressure will continue to build, but I do think McDavid does have the biggest monkey on his back. So when I looked at Edmonton and said, dude, when can this guy win one? So basically, it needs to be within the next 3 seasons. So he's under contract for 2 more seasons after this. His running partner, Draisaitl, is under contract till 2033. So no concern there. But it's not a guarantee that Connor stays in Edmonton. Wayne Gretzky didn't stay in Edmonton. It's a smaller market. So I think if he doesn't get one within the next 3 years, I think he'll leave and try to get one somewhere else. I do think they get it done, though. I do think within the next 3 years that they take one of them down. So, and if I think if they take one down, I think he stays beyond just the next 3 seasons and signs an extension with Edmonton, and they got a really good shot to get multiples at that point.
Yeah, I looked at it the same way with the big four and who they were. Baseball is a little bit harder, but there's a guy that plays for a big team and his big stature, literally, and the monkey's getting bigger on his back, and that's Aaron Judge. He's got to win a title under the Aaron Judge-led Yankees because that franchise has so many titles. What do they got, 27? So Judge is going to be he's going to be hearing it pretty loud in New York if they don't win it soon. Basketball, I really don't see anybody that's relevant, that's old, that's got a monkey on their back. Harden's never really been good enough to win it. Westbrook and guys like that. The one that might creep up on is going to be Wemby. Wemby's got to win ones eventually, and
Well, what about Luca too, man?
yeah, Luca the same way. At some point, the monkey's going to grow on those guys' backs that they got to get to the title. Um, and Wemby, who knows when he's going to get hurt? But Luca's exactly the same way. And then in football, you definitely have the big three quarterbacks with Burrow, Allen, and Jackson. I would actually go a little bit off the player map and say Jim Harbaugh. Uh, he's done everything else, and his brother's got a ring. He has no ring as a player, as a coach, and he's got to get that stain off of him.
And then Mike McDonald goes and wins one too, dude. You know what I mean? Like I literally, obviously we're Michigan men, but yeah, I thought of Jim when McDonald won that ring, man. Just like Jesus. Now his assistant coaches are getting them. Could you imagine like if Jesse Minner goes out and gets one
with Baltimore and Lamar Jackson,
yeah,
more careful.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, before like Harbaugh does.
Yep.
Like, man, yeah, the pressure. I mean, that's a pressure cooker there for sure. And the fact that he's going into year 3 with the Chargers and they haven't won a playoff game yet. Justin Herbert's a guy that's entering that category, not in terms of the championship monkey, but just the playoff monkey. Yeah. He's got the weight on his shoulders going into this year.
And then with McDavid, he probably does get one. He just might not get one as the guy. He might have to float on like Ray Bork had to back in the day, and float on a team that's ready made that he can raise the cup with.
But didn't Bork finally get one with the Avs? Isn't that who he finally won one with?
Yeah. Well, Patrick Waugh kind of had to do the same thing.
I mean, you could argue Chelios had to do the same thing here, though.
Yeah, right. Well, a lot of guys did it here.
Yeah, Luke Robitaille, Brett Hall,
Shanahan.
Yeah, Hasek.
I didn't. So all the I thought they got one with the Sabres. Didn't he get one where he just like stood on his head for?
They didn't win it.
Oh, they just made it.
Buffalo hasn't won shit, dude. But I think they might have got there, or they got into the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, they didn't win it. Where you at on it, Rick?
So all the guys you mentioned, most of the guys that I put down on the list, the only guy that you didn't really mention was Joel Embiid, which we all know the process, never worked. The guy could never stay healthy. Still isn't healthy now. Hasn't been playing in back-to-back games. Has been under load management since he was fucking 25 years old. Yeah, and I mean you mentioned Chris Paul, Harden.
Rick fucking hates Embiid. If you guys cannot pick up on that, Rick hates Joel Embiid with a passion.
Oh, he's a fucking troll. I can't stand him.
I think he was on load management in Kansas.
Probably was. Just like the guy, just like Peterson is now.
Hey, those big men though, like when you're that big, man, you're on borrowed time. So that's the thing with Wemby. So that's why I think it's an interesting take on your end, Fritz. Like he's too young. He's not there yet. But like there's no chance Wemby plays 15 years, right? He's just too fucking big. The body's going to break down. Like if you're going to be a big man and play a long time, like you got to be thick. You got to have that base. Like you got to be like a Jokic.
You got to be Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the guys like I said, like when freaking the unicorn, when when Porzingis came into the league, I'm like, dude, if that guy gets hurt, one bad injury, he's not. Well, I even said like he's not going to play 10 years, and he's probably coming up on that now. I mean, he's played a little longer, I think maybe, but I mean,
yeah, but he still can't stay healthy. He's barely played this year. He still can't. Like he's a great player.
10 full years. Like if you add up his games, he hasn't played 10 full years.
No,
right.
No.
And then I'm really glad that you brought up Wemby actually too, Chris, because like a lot of people don't talk about it. Every year that he played professionally overseas, he was injured every single year. He never played a full season. He had a bunch of really weird.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had a injury and he had a surgery, an injury on his shin and his leg, on his he's had multiple injuries on his wrist. Like I honestly don't think he's gonna last 10 years. I mean, he's what, 7'4" and like a complete beanpole.
Yeah, I mean, if he played 10 years, well, he was already hurt this year. He's missed time, so I mean, if he played 10 seasons,
And
like
hasn't he already missed like hasn't he already been shut down like his first couple years in the league?
yeah, I mean, there's just if Wemby makes 10 years in the league, like 10 healthy years, I would be shocked. Like that would be
I mean, how long did
doing fantastic.
Yao Ming make it? Like 8, 9?
Yeah, yeah. I think he played 10, but like he
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
played.
after he hurt his ankle, he was toast.
Yeah, he started having all those microfracture surgeries. So bringing the topic home, where do you guys stand? So is it McDavid? Like you guys, like I think we agree on sort of the group of guys. I went down McDavid or Allen. I ultimately do think it is McDavid with the biggest monkey. Where do you guys land?
Best player in the sport. So yeah, it's him.
Yeah, I agree too.
Yeah, man, and it's only going to continue to build. That gold medal could have bought him some time, especially because he was tournament MVP. He had a chance with the 3-on-3 and overtime to. He's the fastest guy in the league, best shot in the league. Like he had the chance to get like the Sidney Crosby golden goal type moment. But Jack Hughes had other plans.
Right.
All right, boys, shifting into the local topic. So we are a Michigan-based podcast, so we do include a local around the league topic every week. For this week, it's Cade Cunningham's MVP case mounting. So over the last week, Cade has took more bets in on DraftKings to win the MVP than all the other candidates have combined. So my question is simple. Will Cade win the MVP?
The answer is yes. He's going to win the MVP, and it pisses me off that people even here in Detroit radio keep saying that he's going to win off a default. The biggest thing that a star can be for their team is availability, right? In games against winning teams that he's played in, they're 20-7. And he's the first player in history to average 25, 10, and 5. And his team, and those games that he plays in, his team has a 750 percentage or winning rate or higher this season. They just won again today. Yesterday, they were talking about the game against the Cavs and how Mitchell and Harden and all these, their best players were all out, and we barely beat them, and it took us overtime. Well, look, we beat the Nets a couple weeks ago by, what was it, like? I think it was their biggest win in history.
It was like 60 points, dude. Yeah,
it was like 53 points.
It was over 50.
The Cavs played the Nets today. They had everybody besides Mitchell. They won by 4 points. So I mean,
yeah, I mean it's the NBA. I don't buy into the like, oh, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, and the rule is 60. The rule is 65 games out of 82. That's like what, like 70, between 70 and 80%. Like you can't, like if you don't make that amount of games, like fuck off. Who cares? Like I said, the biggest thing to the team is availability.
I mean, and that's Andy's got the stats to back it up, though. Like you said, right, Rick? He's 25, 10 and 5, and over a 750 win percentage in games that he's played in. He's only missed a few games, so it's not a charity case. It would not be a charity case by any means. Like no,
I mean, if he wasn't playing, if he was out injured, they'd probably be like floating above 500.
Yeah, he has the worst supporting cast of any of the contending teams. I don't even think that is debatable. For me, it's a 2-man race, right? So I do think it's SGA's to lose, but I definitely think Cade is the backup option. If you look at the odds, Jokic is second in the odds still, but the Nuggets are playing like shit lately. They lost again today. And then Joker's only 2 missed games away from being ineligible. SGA can only miss 6 more himself. So it might be one of those things where Cade is the last man standing in terms of the front runners. But assuming SGA don't get hurt, I think the voters will give it to him. OKC is up top of the standings in the West again. And beyond that, the NBA has this really weird thing where they like giving guys back-to-back MVPs or runs on MVP. So since 2002, Duncan, Nash, LeBron 2 different times, Steph, Giannis, and Jokic have all went back-to-back MVP wins. I don't know why or the rhyme or the reason. The voters just get comfortable, and it's hard to get that first one, but once you do, they don't mind handing out that hardware again. So I think SGA does join that club. But I do think Cade Cunningham is the MVP. Local bias aside, I think he's got the worst supporting cast of any of the contenders. The Pistons are going to win 60 plus games, and his numbers are absolutely unbelievable. So my vote, if I was a voter, would personally be for Cade, but I think SGA ultimately wins it. Where do you stand, Fritz?
I think this one's going to Cade, and it's not by default. I agree with Rick. You're not the MVP if you don't play 75%. So calling it by default is a slap in the face and stupid. It's just not paying attention. You can't not play 25% of the games and be the most valuable at anything. You're not even the most valuable guy on the floor. Nothing. You're just garbage. So if he doesn't get to 65, he doesn't deserve it. Period. And then he's just outplayed him. He's taken a team from barely making the playoffs last year to the first seed, the number 1 seed, beating everybody. He's the MVP.
Are we surprised that the odds aren't better? I know there's a lot of, like, it's still early in terms of NBA. Like, I know there's a lot of movement on these lines on the stretch. Are we surprised that he's not closer odds wise to SGA? Like, and even more than that, are we surprised that Jokic is still number 2 in the odds, even though he is putting up video game numbers?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm not surprised because I mean now he's been averaging like a triple double for I don't know how long now since he's been back.
It's kind of silly.
yeah, and I mean, dude, is this another Detroit versus everybody thing? Because there's no way Jokic should have. And I know the betting markets are odds; they're designed for where the money's at. But there's no way that Jokic should have better odds to win the MVP than Cade this year, right? That just seems asinine to me.
Well, I mean, it was just up until recently. I mean, look at the Pistons to win the East. Yeah, it definitely is a case of Detroit versus everybody. We were until we beat the Knicks again and went 3-0, and we're 18-6 against winning teams in the whole entire NBA. We finally went to the top.
Put
Finally.
some motherfucking respect on that Detroit name, baby. Cade Cunningham is the motherfucking MVP. All right, boys, we're shifting gears into our next segment. It's the Gambling Gurus.
Gambling Gurus Weekend Bets.
All right, so our man, the Prowler, is out of action, which is ironic because he got his first win on the podcast and moved to the top of the standings. So his 0 for everything streak is no mas. So we got the Prowler up top with a half a point. Me and Richard both lost our bets last week. Houston dismantled both of our parlays and prevented us from entering the winner's circle. We look forward to bouncing back this week. Just a disclaimer caveat, because our boy is getting married and it would be unfair to count it against him. These bets are real bets. These are tickets that were taken to the window. These are tickets that you should go out and use to get into the black and build that bankroll as we get into March Madness, but they will not count in terms of the punishment standings because he cannot win a bet. It would be unfair for Rick and I to potentially get a leg up on him in the standings. So these will not count for the standings for the couple of weeks that Fritz is filling in. But by all means, we have put the same level of time, effort, and research into these and encourage you to go get that money. Before we do that, we are going to continue to build up the PPP, the potential punishment pool. Fritz is eligible, will be able to vote on these, and will have a suggestion that he puts to vote. So that part we are going to continue on. And just a reminder to the Alpha Army, our next interval ends with the weekend of the Final Four. So Final Four weekend is the last week of the second interval. All right, I will kick us off in terms of the suggestion. And Fritz, I know you're an Alpha Army guy. You know how this works. So we kick off suggestion, then we go to a vote. We assume that the guy who suggested it is a yes. So it really kicks to the two co-hosts to vote yes or no. You need one of those guys to be a yes for it to enter the PPP. And how this works, the guy who is nominating the suggestion will make his case. And I'll kick us off. So my potential punishment to go into the pool is the loser has to perform at an open mic night, live in person in front of the crowd, and he has to do a stand-up routine with the focal point being around how they suck at betting. I think it's got the humiliation factor, and I think it's got the entertainment factor that I like in these and would love to dole out to someone for sucking. What do you think, boys?
Yeah, I like it. But I think now would it have to be the other two people are going to be there? Are we going to record it?
Absolutely would be recorded.
Okay, because that would definitely have to be part of it.
Yeah, absolutely, 1,000,000%. The whole routine would be recorded.
Yeah, like you said, the humiliation factor, the funny factors there. I mean, I love it.
And
what do you think, Fritz?
well, you know what an underrated part is booing. Like, say it's you, Rick. Like you lose. Me and Corporal vote. We pick this one for you. We go there. Like, we're in the audience. We're recording this shit. But we also could heckle and boo the fuck out of you while you're doing it.
Right. And then just like, go around telling everybody, like, hey, boo the fuck out of him. Get him.
Oh, that's awful. But it's a yes for me too. It is. It may be the best suggestion you could come up with.
All right. I love it. It's into the PPP. This will be one that does get assigned to someone. Like, I already know it. I feel it in my loins. It's just who's gonna get it, but it will be epic. I guarantee that. All right, Rich, what do you got for us?
So mine is going to be the Sacco smoothie. The loser takes a picture of their fridge. I know I brought this up before when we started the punishment suggestion, and then we choose 5 to 10 random non-poisonous ingredients in the fridge. For instance, example like mayo, milk, pickles, hot sauce, sardines, and then blended into a smoothie, and then you got to record yourself drinking it.
Oh God, I think it would be great content. I think this is something that you would not want to do. I personally have a really fucking weak gut. So this one would absolutely kill
Kill
me.
ya?
So selfishly, I want to vote no, but I do think I do think the potential content and the fact that this is one that you don't want, like it fits the mold to be a good punishment. Like if you suck, this is like Fear Factor, right? Or like the MTV, like the challenge. Like this is like
Right.
the food one where you're like, oh God, but you can't turn away from it. And you're like, those people want to be anywhere but right there in that moment. And so, yeah, I think it would be a justifiable punishment. So I will reluctantly vote yes, but selfishly I vote no. And if Fritz votes no, I might change my vote.
Well, that's not fair because I would look at it as if it's my own fridge. I probably don't mind. I think there's everything in my fridge you could blend it up and like I could probably do it. That's not a problem.
I mean, may off grip though. So like just running through,
If
like
I had to do it out of Rick's fridge, I probably wouldn't want to.
I'm thinking like what's in my fridge right now, like consistent stuff's in fridge, like in terms of like blending it up. Like mayonnaise is in everyone's fridge, and that's gonna be nasty. Whatever you mix that with is gonna be
Now,
nasty.
I do have a suggestion to add to it. Instead of that, the person that loses and has to do it taking a picture of their fridge, we get to choose the ingredients, what's in it.
I like the fridge aspect. I wouldn't mind a caveat of 4 ingredients from the fridge and 1 outside ingredient. Because like you mentioned sardines, like
Yeah, no one's
that's
gonna have that in their
that's one
fridge.
that sounds disgusting, but that's ones you're not gonna have in the fridge. But like I do think like when you start talking about like the nastiest shit that I can make in my fridge right now, it would have to be like some combination of like mayo. What else do I got in there that I know would just be fucking gross, dude? Like in terms of blending everything together.
Well, anything seafood.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't got any seafood in there right now.
Pickles,
Yeah,
hot sauce. You got hot sauce.
I definitely got hot sauce, but I mean, yeah, you almost have to do some type of mix because I'm just trying to think, like if
Like, or
you,
you get like eight ingredients. We get to pick 4, and then you get to pick 4 from your fridge.
yeah, because like right, I think adding milk to anything just makes it nasty, right? So like milk, like so if I had to like pick the nastiest thing in my fridge right now, it'd probably be like a mayo, milk, lunch meat,
Hot sauce.
Thousand Island dressing,
Oh god.
mayo, milk, Thousand Island dressing, and yeah, like some lunch meat or like sausage or something in there. Just that'd be pretty fucking gross, dude. And then I think 4 is too many though, Rick, to add into it though. I think it's got to be. I think like the 1 additional ad because like you can just start getting down a path where it's just absolutely fucking putrid. Like
That's what it's supposed to be.
because like if I assign it to one of you guys, I'm putting chitlins in there.
Right, or tripe. I'll put tripe in there for you.
Yeah, like so. I'm in for the 4 from the fridge, and it can't be a depleted fridge. If it's a bullshit fridge, you get an additional. The group gets an additional item.
Okay.
So Fritzy, you're a yes.
Yeah.
All right. So the Sacco smoothie. The fuck you smoothie is what we should call it. That is more like it. So yeah, the fuck you smoothie is into the books. What do you got for us, Fritz? Making your punishment suggestion debut. What do you have cooking?
All right, so you have to go to a public event that lasts, at least 3 hours, and you have to wear a sign on your back that says "Ask me for $1." And everybody that asks you for $1, you have to give them $1.
That could be a lot of fucking money, though, dude.
It could be a lot of money. So bring your fucking dollars. Don't go to the strip club this week. Bring your dollars.
Dude. So if you could, like, if you did this downtown Detroit, you'd probably be.
You already you don't even have to wear the sign. You can fine.
Oh man, yeah, and then I mean that's hitting where it hurts, man. That's hitting the pocketbook. So ask me for $1. It should be. You know what it should be? It should be ask me why I suck. And everyone who asks you why you suck, you have to give them $1.
Oh, so that way they don't actually know they're getting money.
Yeah. Because if you say ask me for $1, I'm gonna.
Yeah, so
I would ask you for $1.
Any directive, put it on your back. Ask me anything, whatever it is, and then you got to give them $1 if they do it.
Yeah, ask me why I suck. I'm gonna let you go first on this, Rick. Where's your head at?
It's a tough one on to say yes or no.
Yeah,
I do like adding the.
If you're talking 3 hours, so the good news is eventually the crowd dissipates right during the game. So I would say
you might be at a festival, or
you could do a festival. Yeah, you could do a festival. You could do a game. Yeah, I mean, I would say you're talking 3 hours long. You're talking at least $300. I think. And is it, if a group asks you, is it just $1? Is it $1 per person?
Oh, I would think if a group came up to you, you don't have to be overwhelmed.
So you just one of them gets $1.
Yeah.
Or could change it to this. Could set the money at a certain amount, and you have to do it until your money runs out, and then you can leave.
Yeah, I would
so put like a cap on the money.
Yeah,
I like that. I cap it, and then something to where you can earn like less though, right? So if we say, hey, this is a $200 punishment, but there's got to be a way if someone got assigned this to where they could reduce their total, right? Like their get out. So there would have to be some type of caveat in terms of like, ask me why I suck. You go in, you tell them why you suck. And then for everyone, and then you would have to ask the person, you'd have to ask them for a hug. And every hug you got was $1 less. If you got the hug, you didn't have to give up the $1, and it was $1 away from your total.
Still give them the $1. You just don't. You can take $1 away.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because then you're getting some real awkward. Then you're getting some real awkward shit going on there too when you ask them for a hug.
Right.
And then now I have to take the $1 back that you gave me a hug.
Yeah, you give them the $1, and they say, "Can I get a hug?" And they say, "Yeah, okay, good. Now that I got the hug, can you give me my $1 back?" I don't want to do this, so I'm voting no. But I'm gonna leave it in. I'm gonna leave it in Rick's court.
Oh, man, I almost feel like I want to say yes now that I added the cap and changed it, and now it sounds.
Say it with your chest, Richard. Whichever way.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
All right. All right. I mean, I like I said, I think it's something that would suck. I think it definitely has the humiliation factor in it. It's got the entertainment factor. It definitely checks the boxes. Man, I never thought that I would maybe want to drink a fuck you smoothie more than more than something, but I think I might rather drink that than have to do that one. That's a tough one. All right, boys. So we're 3 for 3. We got 3 new ones added into the pool for potential punishments for this interval. So the PPP does not reset. That's the other thing that the Army should know is the PPP does not reset. So even if they don't get picked this interval, the PPP continues to roll over until something is picked. Once it is picked, then it is removed from the PPP. So there will be no repeat punishments. So just because Corporal's all pissed off when he has to get his nails done here in a couple of weeks, he can't just fire back and be like, "Oh, you're getting the nails." No,
Right.
you already got the nails, motherfucker. So you're the only one that's living with the nails. All right, boys, let's get into the actual gambling content. Just a refresher for the Alpha Army. Each of us are going to go around with our actual game picks, and then we are going to come in with a group parlay pick that has to be a favorite against the spread at even money or a money line dog. Our game pick could be the same as our contribution to the group parlay pick. It could be different. I will kick us off, and in my case, it is different. So my game pick, so this is the Dunn Diesel individual game pick.
The Diesel Diamond.
The Diesel Diamond. So this is what we have. I'm going with the Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets, and the Arizona Wildcats tomorrow on the money line. The money line monster is coming out, and he's here to grab that cash. It comes in at minus 164. Arizona has been rock solid at home all year. Iowa State coming off a bad loss to Texas Tech without their leading scorer, JT Toppin. And then the NBA ones are just simple as good teams playing shit teams. I know it's the NBA and anyone can beat anyone, but not these teams, not tomorrow. Houston plays the Wizards. The Wizards are in complete tank mode. Houston is battling for playoff positioning. And then and I mentioned earlier, so like the Nuggets have been playing like complete shit. They need to get a win. Utah is that opportunity to right that ship and get back into the win column after they dropped a tough one at home to Minnesota today. So I think all teams get it done. I don't think there's much of a sweat. I think it's a no sweat cash at minus 164. Take it to the window for the Diesel.
Dun Diesel.
All right, shifting in to the man who has been on a heater that is hotter than the pits of hell. This guy is on a generational run. Let's see what he's got for us this week.
The Hardwood King.
So my bet is going to be Duke minus 9.5. They're going to close it out with dominance and win the ACC title outright and blow out NC State. So take Duke minus 9.5. It's minus 111 over on FanDuel. If you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. But if you're a real man, you never go down. You always stay up. That's why I'm always on a hot streak, and my bets are always hitting. Stop playing catch-up ball and get on the money train with the king and tail these winning bets. Like I already mentioned earlier, 24-9 since Thursday. You can catch all these bets over on X at Alphas Talk Pod and on Facebook, Alphas Talk Podcast. Woo!
If you are
The
not
Hardwood
following
King.
the king on X at Alphas Talk Pod and on Facebook, and missing out on this free money. This should be paywall, pay for these W type content. We're giving it out to the Alpha Army for free. Hop on the train. And for our guest speaker, we will give him the Prowler intro, even though it's not the Prowler, in honor of Mr. and Mrs. Justin Corporal.
The Prowler picks.
The Snickle Fritz picks. What do you got for us, Fritzy?
Houston, Washington, take the over. Washington's been scoring a lot more points lately since they've made the big moves that they made, and Houston doesn't exactly play a ton of defense, and they always hit in the 120s. The number's at what, 121 or 221?
221.5. This is definitely a defense's optional game. Fritzy is right on the pace up. The Wizards got a bunch of young dudes, like literally like 22 or younger out there playing optional defense, but getting up and down the court offensively. They're playing 10 deep, keeping them fresh. I like it, Fritzy. I like it.
I like it
how
too.
funny would it be? You one week on the pod, as many winners as Corporal. 6 weeks on the pod.
Attaboy. Well, he's getting his nails painted, huh?
Set of acrylics, baby.
Nice.
Fine. But yeah, I can't talk too much shit because he's at top of the standings right now. We'll let every blind squirrel eventually finds a nut. We'll let Corporal have his day on his wedding weekend, right? All right, boys, shifting into the group parlay picks. I am just going to run us through this. Beach and Fritz took their game pick and down to the group parlay. So for Beach, it's Duke minus 9.5 at minus $1.11. For Fritz, it's Houston Wizards over 221.5. Because I took the money line favorites, had to go with a straight up ATS. And for that, I'm going Nuggets minus 11.5. That's minus 105 right now. So you parlay all three of those for a plus 582. How about that ROI? Hop on that money train. All three of these are hitting tomorrow. All right, we are shifting in to our next segment. It is the Alphas in action.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. This is the group text, the water cooler, the lunch table, the happy hour, the burning shit guys are talking about, dying to know, wanting to figure out, needing more opinions on. And the Alphas are going to give it to you in only alpha fashion. I will kick us off with my question of the week. My question of the week, fellas. What's the best bar game? And I mentioned just my top 5 or 6 that I came up with. You are free to go off board. But I was thinking, is it darts, pool, shuffleboard, beer pong, or hoop fever?
I'd have to say, for me, it would be between shuffleboard and hoop fever. And I'm gonna have
Gotta
to say
pick
not
one,
all
Richard. You
bars.
gotta pick one, and why, baby?
No, I'm gonna pick one. I mean, I'm the hardwood king. I gotta pick hoop fever, right? It's simple as that. I mean, the hardwood king. I gotta pick
the
hoop
fever. I mean, I love me some hoop fever, right? So if you go down to the local tin roof down in Detroit, they got a couple hoop fever machines that take my money every time I'm in there, but I get that high score. I am a hoop fever machine. Big fan. Good pick, Rick. Good pick. Fritzy, what you got?
We probably know what I'm going to say just because I play 3-4 nights a week. It's pool.
Why pool, Fritzy?
I mean, it's just the ultimate physical chess match you can play. Yeah,
So I love pool. I love pool. I love darts. Those are the one, like, if you saw beer pong with more regularity, my vote would be beer pong, just because I think it is the lowest barrier to entry for everyone to competitively play and just overall have the most fun at. There's some really good pool players out there. There's some really good dart players out there. I'm going to go darts. I think darts has more versatility than pool. So I love cricket, but there's also a ton of fun dart games that you can play beyond cricket. You can get the team aspect involved easier in darts than you can in pool. Pool is much more of an individual game. I know you can do some
Scotch doubles, baby.
some scotch doubles and things of that nature, but dude, it's a tough one. Um, Tough one, but I'm gonna go darts. But I think it's a coin flip. But hey, I don't think there's a wrong answer. I do think it's hilarious that King Hardwood went with the Hoop Fever. It is a great game. But
I have to set the high score every time I see it too. If I see it, I gotta go set the high score.
If I see it,
Right.
I'm playing it, right? And it pisses me off when it's like a bullshit high score. Like you go over there and it's like 99. It's like, this motherfucker didn't hang a 99 on there.
Right.
But
The thing is, for me though, is I have a pool table, a Hoop Fever machine, and a dartboard in my basement.
like Rick said, like Rick was in between shuffleboard is a hell of a lot of fun too. I don't think, like, my answer would have been beer pong if it was more prevalent. I don't think there's a wrong answer. Is there any one that I didn't list that, like, you guys would have included into the conversation or went into your thought process?
Golden Tee.
I was just gonna say Golden Tee.
Golden Tee is a big one. I have a Golden Tee in my basement. I'm not great at Golden Tee, surprisingly, for having one, but yeah, I like that Golden Tee. What else? Not enough places have like ping pong or stuff like that in terms of like just the bar atmosphere, right? I don't think I was thinking, like, if we asked this same question 20, 30 years ago, like foosball would have been in there for people, but I think foosball died with Gen X, right?
Yeah, weird one for me. So there's a place I on a way league night. They do cornhole on Monday nights in the bar.
Yeah, I thought about cornhole too, because you do see that more and more.
No
Yeah,
moonballs. No moonballs.
yeah, yeah. No. Okay, cool. Um, Good talk, boys. Good talk. I want to go throw some darts and have a beer now. Uh, all right, Fritz, what do you got for us, man? Question of the week.
All right. The biggest financial fastball that you let go down the middle of the plate and didn't swing. I'll go
So
first. I can go first with mine.
I got one.
All right, you go ahead.
I'll jump in. So I didn't let it go, but I got out too early. So I think that qualifies. When the crypto thing was really taken off 8 years ago, I remember. Yeah, little over 8 years ago, American Express was backing, and you heard about, it was called XRP, Ripple. and it was new in the market, and you could get it for a penny. So I bought $1,000 worth of XRP for a penny. And I know I look when I saw this question, I looked today and it was worth like $1.37 each. Each of them were worth $1.37. I didn't do the math. What's the math on that, Fritz? You're good at math.
Oh, I mean, if
100
you-
grand. I want to say I cost myself 100 G's.
137.
137 G's. There we go. So that one for me. And then my buddy Troy, T-Roy, he literally had like 2 to 3 grand worth of XRP. And we all made money on it when we sold, don't get me wrong, but nothing like we would have been if we were diamond hands and held. So that is my financial fastball snafu. That is my crypto snafu. And I really haven't recovered on the crypto end of things since XRP. I can't get past it.
Rick?
So mine would have to be Ethereum. I know Fritz doesn't know him, but you know Bates, Sean, and he bought like, when crypto first took off, that was like what, 2015, the first surge. Was that about right? Or was it a little later than that?
Ethereum was before XRP, so I know
Yeah,
the
when, like-
XRP thing was like 2018 when I was
So it was like when he bought it, it was like
2017, 2018. Yeah, 2017 is when I fumbled that.
so when he bought it, it was like less than $30 a share, and it went up to like 120, and then he had in Bitcoin and all a bunch of them, and I just thought it was stupid. And then it went up to 120, and how he's always on a hustle. He's a get rich quick guy, and he cashed it out at 120 and was all happy that he made a couple $1,000. And now it's at like 2-3 grand a share. So yeah, that's my bit, because I called him a dumbass and said he was stupid that he even bought any, and then I'm like, it's already at 120. Like, why wouldn't you just leave it there? Like you've made, and then I would have been right actually. But yeah, that's my biggest would be Ethereum.
Yeah, I mean, I think every guy around our age definitely has a crypto swing and miss, whether you didn't buy or you sold too soon or held too long. I mean, I think I'm interested to hear Fritz's, but I definitely think we all got a crypto snafu.
Oh yeah, it's crypto, and it was slightly earlier. It was 2013, and it was Bitcoin. It was I had gotten permission from my wife to go ahead and invest 3,000 because we just it was extra, and it was at $13. And yeah, by the time we got divorced, if we would have did it, we'd have been if we would have had to divvy it up right then, we would have been divvying up to where we both had 800K.
Jesus Christ!
So I
And
had
what would
actually
it be?
gotten that far. I'd gotten that far. I just didn't do it because I didn't trust it. I didn't know enough about it either, even though I don't know that there is really enough.
What would that be right now, though, Fritz? Like, because you've been divorced for what, 5 years? Like, it'd be millions, right? Like, you'd have millions.
Yeah. Well, it would have been 1.6. I don't know what the price is now. What's the Bitcoin price right now?
It's like 80-90K.
80-90K.
I think
66 is what it's saying. So if I would have invested 3K
at 13, yeah, at $13 a coin, you'd have a shit ton.
Yeah, it would be 15 million.
15 million.
I'm not really kicking myself about it, but it's like I actually got that far with it. I was actually like, because there was a guy at work that was into it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a no brainer, man. It's so cheap right now. You really can't lose." And I don't know. We had just had our kid, and I was just like, eh. And I just
oh, that's The reason I laughed is I could the pain in your voice doing that calculation. Just you could feel how real it is. Like, and obviously, like you'll never live that down. Like I said, the XRP, like I brought it up like three months ago to my buddy Troy, and like I said, I had $1,000. I think he had 3x me. So like even that 100 grand, like he couldn't even. He was getting furious even thinking about it.
He was all.
Like,
I remember he was also worried about getting fucked.
well, I mean,
Like, I'm gonna get fucked out of my $3,000. I want my money back.
Dude, the biggest thing is, like I said, I think everyone our age has a crypto story because we all got a tip from someone, and I think the resounding thing was none of us were comfortable enough to know enough, and at that point financially, like didn't want to lose $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You know what I mean? Like that was a big amount of money to lose at that point in time, and it just sucks because you only get the one chance to be early, right? That's it. I mean, and there's people still buying XRP right now at $1.37 or whatever it is, and it's like, yeah, like because they're like, oh, this is going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, $10. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, it's a gamble, and you feel like a bitch when you sell early or when you don't buy. But yeah, it's funny that we're all in the crypto category, but with 3 different kinds of crypto. You know what I mean? I got another guy. I got another boy who did the Doge thing. You know what I mean? And his thing was he should have sold. He held, and when it soared, he should have sold. So it's like it's not a one size fits all. It's not like, oh, I should have bought and held, or in my case, I did buy and I sold too soon. Like he bought and didn't sell. So it's like he's still net positive, but not nearly what it was when like Doge was going through the roof. But yeah, no, crypto, man. I still don't know what to fucking do with it. But I know there's money. I know there's money to be made there. So Alpha Army, if you got any tips, hit us up on Alpha's Talk Pod on Twitter. Slide in those DMs. Shoot us a message on there. Let us know what the next crypto is that we should hop on the money train. All right, young Richard the King, what do you got for us? Question of the week.
All right, so we're seeing a massive decline in rap and hip hop music. Will rap, hip hop music be dead in 10 years?
So this is a tough question for me because I don't want to be the boomer, right? So like I 10 years ago, I listened to a lot more rap and hip hop that I do now. And I don't know if that's just a part of me getting older, or a part of just less artists that I like entering the scene or still putting out music. But what I do know is this is a trend beyond me, though, and where the market share is actually going is to country music. So I am a country music guy, but you are seeing a ton of Gen Z and millennials shift their listening patterns towards country music. And I think it's never been more prevalent, right? When you're seeing guys like Jelly Roll and Post Malone and these other type of artists that literally went from making hip hop music to trying to be and being successful country artists now. You're seeing crossover songs with like Big X, The Plug, and Luke Combs, and Morgan Wallen, and Moneybagg Yo, and just a bunch of and Little Dirk, and all these different guys that want a piece of that country music pie. So I think we're in the new era of country music where country is king, and it's never been more evident from when you got Post Malone going from White Iverson to Thought I Had Some Help.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know the answer to that question. I think it is gonna have to do with the new generation, like our kids. What are they listening to? Uh, I don't hear a lot of rap music. I hear a lot of weird ass words. Uh, like "huzz" means something that a girl likes you. She's huzzing you up. So I don't know where those words are coming from, but they're not coming from rap songs anymore.
Yeah, but I respectfully, Fritz, I don't think you were ever listening to rap, though, right?
No, I did. I did. I mean, I do come from a family of country music singers. Like my dad and uncles, they toured the country playing country music. So yeah, I grew up on the fucking Oak Ridge Boys in Alabama. I mean, knew those songs when I was 3 and 4 years old. So yeah, it's been all country for me. But there was a time when I listened to Tupac and Master P, and but I never got into anything after that. Really, like.
No 50 Cent for you, Fritzy. No,
Oh, I liked 50. I didn't like Kanye.
no, bitch, get in my car. Bitch, get in my car.
No, and then but I don't. I think there'll just be some sort of evolution, like you said, when you got all these crossovers. At some, because it used to be jazz, and then it went to rap and hip hop, and it's always gonna evolve.
Hey,
So
when you see these guys following the dollar signs, Post Malone didn't wake up one day and all of a sudden become a redneck. Post Malone saw where the money was going.
yeah.
you know? So but I'm interested to hear our resident rap expert. For those of you that don't know, young Richard the King, big hip hop guy. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, started off. It's the first time in decades rap songs were absent from the Billboard Hot 100 Top 40 in late 2025. And like you said, it's undergoing a significant transformation and decline. And rap hip hop held roughly 30% market share in 2020. I'm glad that you brought that up too. And now it has dropped closer to 23% in 2025. So just in 5 years, it's dropped 7%. That's huge. And the genre, I think, is just facing a huge, saturation and shift into popularity, like you mentioned, toward country and other stuff like Afro beats. And and you mentioned the two guys that I was going to bring up. The last few major rappers to make it big have both switched to country. Post Malone and Jelly Roll, and they're both Southern guys. I mean, you don't hear of like groups like 3 6 Mafia and MGK and Paul Wall and freaking Mike Jones and all those guys. Some of those guys are underground, but like Upchurch and Struggle Jennings, you don't hear any of those guys in
Shit.
that type of music anymore because it's. And I think in 10 years, huh?
MGK even went pop. Like he got out of rap and went pop. You know what I mean? Like they're all shit. Beyonce put a country album out. It's not country,
It's not
but
country.
she said it was country.
Right, because she's
These
trying to
guys are all seeing
follow the dollar signs too.
they're all following the dollar
Oh,
signs, man. They're
yeah,
all
absolutely.
following
Because they realized it at the right time because they had to. Because I
yeah.
mean,
I
Jelly
mean,
Roll. I've been listening to, like, I know you guys thought, like, in our group text that we have. I know you guys thought that I was hating on Jelly Roll a while back, but I wasn't. I was like, no, like he's had every one of his songs was the same. Was just rapping about pills, weed, booze. It was just all that Southern rap style, just like 3 6 Mafia and all those other guys that I mentioned. And Post Malone did the same thing. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think we're all in agreement. Hip hop is experiencing mainstream decline, and country music is on the mainstream rise.
again, I think what you mentioned it right is country is king, and I think it'll always be that country will never die. It'll always be king, I think.
Yeah, take it for what you're worth. I mean, if you're an old school country guy like Fritz and my dad, like Alabama, like the Oak Ridge Boys, like Brooks and Dunn. Like you're talking, you get into that. Like you hate this shit. Like you hate the people trying to come in and make pop country. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my dad's not listening to shit Post Malone puts out. I guarantee you that. Like he wants Alan Jackson and George Strait, like real country music. But yeah, take it what you may. I like it all. So for me, as a guy that generally likes every type of genre, but besides like screamo, I like it. Besides Beyonce shit, the Cowboy Carter is not country music. That's trash.
It's 100% not a country album.
No, and it pissed me off every award that she won or bought.
It was,
however you want to.
and
call it.
my wife absolutely loves Beyonce, and she agrees it's not a country album.
I mean, yeah, everyone likes the old school Beyonce, like Destiny Child Beyonce, early solo Beyonce. But yeah, that shit is not country. I can tell you that. So if you like it, good on you. But it's a shitty opinion. All right, let's go to our next part of the Alphas in Action. It's the recommendation of the week.
Weekly recommendation.
All right, young Richard, why don't you go and kick us off with your recommendation of the week? Just to give the listeners a recap, this is a movie, show, music, drink, food, health, wealth recommendation, something tangible, something that you can take immediate action on, implement into your life, and see immediate returns and gains, and something that's going to create an overall positive experience for you. What do you got for us, King?
So my recommendation of the week is going to be sauna sessions 2 to 3 days a week. It brings great benefits, great for your circulation, skin, heart, strengthening your immune system, lowering your blood pressure, reducing your risk, especially reducing your risk of heart attack, stroke, and even they're doing more studies that it's reducing dementia, your risk for dementia and Alzheimer's. Also other studies, it even helps you sleep better with those recent studies seeing 83% of people using a sauna just a handful of times a month reduces your stress and relaxes you and helps you sleep better. So hit the sauna, Alpha Army, and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm a big sauna guy. I'm a home gym guy right now, but I actually the last gym membership I signed up for was for strictly the sauna, so I'd work out at home and mainly go to the gym for the sauna, hot tub, play a little bit of basketball. But I'm a sauna guy to the point where I've thought of putting one in my basement. Like they sell those infrared saunas for a few grand off Amazon now, man, and I've really thought about pulling the trigger because the health benefits are immense. And I mean, if you look at the European countries that have been big on the sauna, like their life expectancy is higher than ours, and it's largely because the heart health and everything that you touched on, Rick. So great recommendation. Get those sauna sessions in. All right, Fritzy, what do you got for us? Recommendation of the week.
Well, me and the little dude love the new show Fear Factor House of Fear. It's like combining Fear Factor, the original show, with Survivor, or all the rest of the reality shows, really. And then you get Johnny Knoxville as the host, and he's fucking funny. He sees these fears, all the things that they got to do, and he just laughs, and it's comical because he's probably already done it. So it's just it's an awesome show. I mean, the little dude watch.
Yeah, so I've actually watched it. I love the twist on it. So for just some added background is they all live in like a house, like a Big Brother type situation. That's actually the analogy I would use, Fritz. It's like the old Fear Factor meets Big Brother. And then each week they nominate 3 people, and they have to go into like a final fear challenge where one person is eliminated. But there is a lot of like
they change it up. It's not always the same.
So I've only seen a couple episodes. I did enjoy the format. It's got like that reality TV show. Like there's there's the fights, there's the alliances, there's the romances, there's like, so it's got that with the worst stunts and fear shit that you've seen. Like they came back with the vengeance. Like some of this shit that I've seen on there so far is like stuff you would not want to do, man. Like they did one that I watched. It was like a claustrophobic challenge to where like they completely encase them in like that plastic type shit. And I was like, there's just no way in like
Oh God, I would die.
there's no way in fuck that you're getting me in there. There's just not a chance. Like
You
one, I'm a
you
giant pussy, but two, just like most of that shit, I'm like, nah, I'm like, it is an absolute.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no, it's a no for me, dog. But I do like the show. It is entertaining. So what do they win? What does the final winner win? It's like 250 grand or something, Fritz.
Yeah, it's not as much as you would think. And then last week's episode, they hung us, and we didn't get to see who was eliminated. And it was a pie challenge, and the pies, you would have loved the pies. So, and then if you did your challenge, which was like you had to get bit by 7 snakes, and it was an auction, so you auctioned off. So I can get bit by a snake 7 times. No, I can do it 8 times. And then there was one where they got electrocuted, how many volts they could handle. And then
Only type of pie I like, my man, is a cream pie.
Yeah. Well, this had pig snout and blood pie, rotten egg pie.
No, I knew where you were going.
Vomit and maggot pie. So,
but yeah, that's a pass for me. But great transition and segue into my recommendation of the week. And you guys can tell that we have been heavier on the movie show type recommendation. It is a slower sports time as we're waiting on the conference tournaments and March Madness to get underway, but we're really in the sort of some meaningless hockey and basketball for some teams, depending on seeding and the records. But my recommendation is Survivor 50. So it's hard to believe that we are in the 50th season of Survivor. It is the OG. It's the greatest reality show of all time to have this amount of staying power, to where they're putting out 2 seasons a year for the last 25 years is absolutely insane. You look back and I see Jeff Probst, the host. He was the same age that I am now on when season 1 kicked off in Survivor. And I look at him now and I'm like, man, he's gotten old. So I hope that I age more gracefully than Jeff does. But off topic, I mean, dude, so they brought back all the legends of Survivor. It doesn't got like a couple of the big names that I would have liked to seen, like a Russell or a Tony. But it does got some absolute firepower. It's got Ozzy and it's got Coach and it's got Colby and it's got just an all-star studded cast, a great mix of strategic players, a great mix of social players, a great mix of gameplay and idle guys. And it's just, man, episode 1 kicked off just last week. It was a heater. We had our first medical evacuation. We had, I won't play a spoiler, but we had someone from Survivor season 1 was the first one voted out. This is going to be an all-timer. Like I said, I would have liked to see Boston Rob or some other couple people on there, but I think they did a very good job with the cast. They got a great mix. It's 24 players, so it's the largest field in Survivor history, down to 22 now. But they did a great job of incorporating multiple seasons and rivalries and different types of players. It's going to be an electric factory. It's going to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, seasons of Survivor ever. So even if you haven't watched any of the 49 prior, and this is the first one you watch, it is worth it. Trust me. CBS, 8 o'clock Wednesdays, or stream it the next day on Hulu. I think Hulu should. How was that for an ad drop, though, boys? Right? Like CBS,
There you go.
Hulu.
CBS
Like,
and Hulu.
I mean, shit. We should be getting a little bit of ad dollars there. That's a free plug. You are welcome, Survivor. I love you guys that much that you don't got to pay me for that one. But the next one is not free, baby. All right, shifting into our final segment in the best drop. It's power stance time.
Power stance.
Power stance. All right, Alpha Army is familiar with this by now, but if this is your first time tuning in, this is a non-sports, non-politics, non-religion matter of fact. This is not opinion-based. You can either agree or be wrong. We're going to let the newbie, the first-timer, kick us off. Fritz, what is your power stance of the week?
Don't eat out if you can't tip appropriate. The people that are working in these restaurants get paid this way. If you have an objection to it and think that, oh, somebody else brought me my food, your server is paying that person as well out of their tip. If you have this little thing in your heart or your head that says, I'm not leaving a tip or I'm going to take money off the table, don't eat out. Get carry out, get DoorDash, do something else. There's a reason why your DoorDash order won't get picked up if you don't tip. So don't eat out if you can't tip.
Hey, Fritz bringing the heat with his first power stance, because I could not agree more. And this is for those of you that don't know, Fritz, former Chili's server veteran, so he knows from experience. Shout out Chili's. I want some ad money for that as well. But like 100%, like this is one of those things. I get it. You go to Europe and you go to other countries and they charge more, and you don't tip, but that's not how it is here. These servers aren't making shit hourly. They're there for your tips. I do think there is a service component to it. But at the end of the day, 20% is, as we're in 2026, is really the floor. So if you can't tip 20%, stay the fuck home.
Yep.
If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. All right, King. What do you got for us?
All right. So my power stance of the week is people that cut in line at events, sports games, concerts, bars, stores are complete losers. Wait in line like everybody else.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's, like this is definitely a good power stance. You are right. I do love a good cut when the line is long and it's me, the one cutting. But if you cut in front of me, you are a fucking loser. Let's just put it that way. I will say one of the best moves that I was put on to, my buddy Danny put me on this. So there's a huge long bar line. You go right up to the front. You don't even got to know the person. You go to the person that is next up and you say, hey, if I can get in line with you right now, I'll buy your drinks. And that is an ultimate move. The success rate on that's like 99%. There's no one yelling at you because they're next in line and then you're ordering together and paying together. So it's the gray area that is absolutely the move, as long as you're okay with a little bit extra added onto your tab. But I hate waiting in line, so it's worth it all day.
Yeah, you're paying for your time.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Dun Diesel is going to bring us home. This was a highly contested topic in the group text this week. And my power stance is this. If I have to pull forward or if I have to come inside to get my food, it is not fast food. So places that are not fast food, Culver's, not fast food. I have to pull over. I don't get my food at the window 99% of the time. Chick-fil-A, not fast food. I don't get my food at the window 99% of the time. Chipotle, I have to go inside to order my food. Not fast food. Five Guys, I have to go inside to order my food. And then I have to wait for my ticket to be called. Not fast food. What that category of restaurants is called is quick service restaurants. So QSRs. They are faster than traditional sit-down places, but they are not in the fast food category. So when I say Taco Bell is the best fast food, which it is, its competition is not Chipotle. Its competition is KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, White Castle, Rally's, Checkers, Hardee's. That is traditional fast food. And that's the bottom line, because Dun Diesel said so. We want to thank you for joining in for another Sunday special. Next week, we will be back with Snickle Fritz at our regular scheduled time, recording on Friday night. We want to remind you, don't be a beta. Alphas, out.